90% of people sell and 10% of people brand. Those 10% of people who brand end up selling 90% more than those who sell.
From Reminder Media, this is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business. Hosted by the VP of Marketing, Josh Stake, and Reminder Media's president, Luke Acree. So get ready to hear the golden nuggets that will allow you to live a life of freedom tomorrow, but only if you take action today.
Welcome to another episode of Stay Paid. Luke, how are you doing today? I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know either, man. I'm feeling great. I thought we were going to be stood up by the great Ed Stulak, but he did not stand us up. He showed up, baby. He's putting his hood on now. You guys are in for a great episode, though, today. I was just giving him a hard time, because I love it.
Got to check out the video. We're all decked out. Luke and I got our Stay Paid sweatshirts on. Ed's got his sweatshirt on, man. Personal branding.
Yeah, man. That's what it is. Ed, we're going to have to send you, man, a Stay Paid swag. Stay Paid swag.
I would love to, so I can wear it on the next podcast that I go to.
We're gonna take. I told Luke we got to take a page out of Jimmy Iovine's book, man. Whenever he launched Beats by Dre, and he just started giving beats to every Olympic athlete and NFL player. Then they all got banned, and he got all this press.
Thanks for marketing.
All right. Well, like Luke said, we have Ed Stulak on today. He's a New Jersey licensed realtor and social media star. We had Ed on the podcast before when he talked about his personal brand and the business that he's gotten from Instagram. Now he has a new course that will actually teach you all of this that he has learned over the last, 8 years or so of being on Instagram, building his following. We're talking the basics of Instagram, personal branding, strategies to build your following. This guy's been featured in Realtor Magazine, Future Sharks, Mogul, Thrive Global, Bravo, Network, the list goes on and on. He is everywhere. So we're super excited to have you back, Ed, to share kind of what you've been up to, and then obviously learn about this new course that you put together.
Totally. Well, thanks for having me come back for another visit. I got some new updates to bring your way, new algorithms, new strategies, and things that will definitely help you guys and the community. So I'm excited to spit my value.
Awesome, man. I love it, dude. I appreciate you coming on. And that's the thing about social. We were just talking about TikTok. Right, I know you're on TikTok. We were just talking about TikTok as we were coming out onto the show here and going, man, how did Josh and I get on TikTok and what are we supposed to do on TikTok? Because that's the thing that's so hard with social, and especially when you think about real estate agents, what is the average age of a real estate agent, Josh?
The average age, 56 years old.
56, so 56 years old. So I know one of the great struggles out there for people in real estate is, the changing times of, it was Facebook, then it's Instagram. Maybe they remember MySpace. It was MySpace, then it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But I would be curious, I guess, tell people a little bit about your real estate, right? The team you're on, what you guys are doing, and then let's dive into your social media strategy that you're using to grow your real estate business, and then also how you're coaching other agents to do that.
Totally. So I've been in social media for quite some time now. Been trying to figure out if it is something that I can even apply to my real estate business. And I've always wanted to see if there are results. And I got results quite fast. Just being on social media, building a personal brand, finding the right audience to actually follow it, right? Because not everyone wants to follow your brand. So how do you find the right audience to follow it, to want to be a part of it? And then, of course, deliver the value and deliver your services or product at the end of the day for them to buy it. And so I've been doing social media for quite some time, been in real estate, just going to be entering my 4th year now. And, getting leads all the time. I just got one tonight, this morning. I got one last night. They always come in because they see what the personal brand is about. I'm always hitting people with real estate, giving them some sort of value, whether it be entertainment, whether it be, some educational stuff, emotional, whatever it is, right? There's always value being provided to my ideal audience. And you got to figure out who your ideal audience is and then give it to them what they want to absorb. And I have this thing called the content cycle, right? Content cycle is figuring out who your ideal audience is, figure out what they are willing to absorb, digest, and come back for more, absorb, digest, and come back for more. And it's this cycle that they keep getting sucked into and looped into, where they eventually bring their friends along the journey, right? And they're saying, hey, this guy has the value that you are looking for, follow him. Long story short, this is how business has slowly started to erupt, is because I keep giving the value that they want online, and they keep coming back to me for more and more of it, because they know that it's going to be coming today, tomorrow, the next week, and the next year. They just know. And that's what people got to do, is understand what that value is, what that content that they're going to be posting, what it is all about, that is portraying their brand for what it is properly, and what their ideal audience actually wants to absorb. So give your audience what they want, but give it to them the way that you want to give it to them as well. So it's this thing that I've realized eventually throughout the years of being in social media and real estate. It's a psychological game. Make people want to be a part of your journey, and then eventually they'll want to buy from you, right? And that all comes down from branding. I hate selling. I am a salesman, but God, do I hate selling. And Gary Vaynerchuk once said, 90% of people sell and 10% of people brand. Those 10% of people who brand end up selling 90% more than those who sell. And that rang bells. That resonated with me so much. And it's true. Why is it that a person like Kylie Jenner, for example, can say something about her new line in Kylie Cosmetics and sell it like hotcakes, but all of a sudden Kylie Cosmetics says, hey guys, we have a new line that's coming out, sales are not as powerful as it comes out of Kylie's mouth, right? The personal brand always seems to win at the end of the day. And I can go with examples and examples as to how that is true. You just said it, Josh. You just said Dr. Dre, right? You got Dr. Dre, you got Beats, you have Elon Musk and Tesla, you have Kylie and Kylie Cosmetics, you have God knows what else, Fubu and Damon John. Like, there's so many different things where the personal brand is louder.
I think what makes it hard is for people when it comes to brand, and I think Josh and I have experienced this on our journey with ReminderMedia, is brand is not instantaneous. Sales tends to be an instantaneous type action. You pick up the phone, you try to sell somebody. You go to a presentation, you try to sell somebody. That type of idea, where building a brand is almost a longer term game. And that's why so few people do it, because it takes a lot of consistency, a lot of energy and effort for at first little results. But those who break through and make it, it's like, think about Grant Cardone. I was talking to Steve, who's one of our partners here. He's the CEO of the company. And I was telling him, Grant Cardone mastered almost all sides. He had a sales team going, and still does, pounding the phones all day long, doing sales. But at the same time, he has spent so much time, energy, and money building this brand. And hence the guy's going to be a billionaire soon, because he's attacking it from all sides, but so few people do that. So how does one, because targeting your ideal audience, finding those who absorb your kind of, how do you do that? Like, how's a real estate agent start today doing that practically?
So who is an ideal audience or an ideal avatar for a realtor? Most likely a buyer, most likely a seller. What kind of content does a buyer and seller want to consume? A buyer probably wants to consume 3 things that you need to know before buying a house. Here are 3 things that you need to know as a first-time home buyer. Here's how to buy a house, that kind of value. So give it to them. The seller probably wants to know how to sell their house on their own. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to sell your house by 70% more of the chance. Get a new garage door, paint your door, for example, whatever it might be. Like, there are things that sellers and buyers want. Give it to them on a consistent basis, and give it to them in a different, unique approach that is not just something that any realtor or any Joe Schmo can do. What is it that makes you stand out differently? That's the key. That's a key question. And I was actually just on another podcast, and he asked me the same thing. He was like, listen, so what makes a buyer or a client even want to work with you? Because all realtors can do the same thing. Realtors can go ahead and post their beautiful listing. Every house is beautiful. Beautiful 123 ABC Street, beautiful 4-bedroom, 2-bath, blah, blah, blah. That's great. You and every other realtor can do that. I saw a video once of this realtor in New York. He did it so well. Whether you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell, or you're not looking at all. All right. He hit every single person's perspective and made them stay from beginning to end of the video. And the way he did it was that he used himself as almost like a third party person in the video itself. And he used the character to play the main character of the video. So who was the main character? It was this fat guy in bed, literally like just fully shaved, fully unshaven face, like just overgrown, just like eating chips in his bed. He's on his computer, just hating life. He's living in an apartment. And all of a sudden, he's on the computer, and all of a sudden his eyes light up like, oh my God, I just won the lottery. And so now the realtor walks into the frame and is like, so what does a guy do when he wins the lottery and is living in a crappy little apartment? He goes and buys a freaking mansion in New York City. And now he shows this fat guy like running throughout this condo that he's listing, and he's showing all the cool things about it. He's look at the Miele appliances, look at the countertops, look at this. And he's showing it in a fun, entertaining way. That put me into the point of showing it and exposing it on a podcast to you guys. Like that showed me, so I wasn't looking to buy it. I wasn't looking to sell it. It was inspirational. It was different. And it was very motivating for me to know that there are other ways to portray and sell listings besides just, your average, look at this beautiful house. Let's walk inside. Everyone does that. Do something out of the box that makes people talk. That video is probably going to go for a few months from now. It's going to continue hitting people's ideas and hitting their tables of let's brainstorm on what we can do. That was a great idea. That is what is going to make sellers want to sell with him and buyers want to buy from him.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Be different.
That's what I was going to ask you, because you have, originally you said like looking for buyers and sellers, making content for that. You've got almost 50,000 followers. So like, how do you sustain it? Like, obviously those 50,000 people aren't all looking to sell or buy. Mm-mm. So what is it that you're putting in there? How have you, or how have you adopted your content strategy to relate not only to the people with intent, but then also this more like entertaining side? Like you're kind of saying that video example had a lot of entertainment value behind it. Is that what you need to do in addition to the other content that's directly targeted towards buyers and sellers?
There's tons of different ways to get, to the result you're looking for. In this case, yeah, I like to entertain. That's, just part of my characteristic. It's who I am. I like to make people laugh and smile and know that I am there for you and I will get the job done. How do I do that? How do I portray that in a post? Well, I'll kind of wrap it up all into one within my brand. So my brand is known to be goofy, funny, valuable, educational, all this stuff. And that's the way I present my brand. Some might present their brand in a different way. Some people don't like to be on camera. So do audios, do podcasts, bring value that way. Get buyers and sellers, past clients of yours, to get on a podcast with you and talk about their process. What do they see in a buyer or a buyer's agent? What do they want to see in a seller's agent? Like, there's different ways to get to it, right? I've realized that there's 5 things that sell like crazy nowadays: sex, education, animals, babies, and humor, right? Entertainment. I'm not obviously going to be in a bikini, right? Not all in one. I'm not going to be in a bikini trying to portray my listing. That would be interesting, right? That would be entertaining. But I got to post it in a way that actually speaks volumes in my brand. My brand is known for like everything I said, right?
Well, it's the adjectives you listed. This is what we go through if we were going to brand a company, and what we've gone through with our own business. It's like, think about what you want people to see your business as. What are those adjectives? Is it silly? Is it funny? Is it professional? Yep. Is it high class, luxury?
That's
what
right.
are those adjectives? Like, start with that. Don't try and start with the content. Actually start with, what do I want to be and what can I then fulfill? Like, what can I personally as a personal brand live up to? And then go that route with your content.
But that's why it always comes down to also what you believe, because you can say this is what I want to be, but what you want people to feel, but that always comes from who you truly are, like who you truly believe you are and believe in.
Say you want to be entertaining, but if you're not entertaining, you're not going to work.
Force it.
But it's key. I think there's a golden nugget in the story of even following you, Ed, as I've watched your journey, because what I love about you, man, is you practice what you teach, right? So that you've done it yourself. You do it every single day. It's your personality. To me, at least as I watch you over and over again, I go, man, it's the personality and the consistency in that personality that has really attracted people to you. Now, it's not going to attract everybody, as you know, but it's just because you are the same and you're consistent in it, like, and you're authentic. And Josh and I have been talking about this a little bit because it's really been on my heart and mind of like the ones who win are the ones who just don't care what other people think, and they really truly are who they are. And you can see it and you can sense it in them, and you can sense it when they're on video, you can sense it when you're watching them, and then it's proven out day in and day out because you see it consistently. That, to me, as I followed you, you're entertaining, you're funny, but at the same time you're educational. But it's that big personality that you have that has made people be drawn to you, and it's who you truly are. And so what I'm not saying to people is that you have to have a personality to build a brand. You don't have to be a big personality, but it's because you're authentic. That's why people, I think, are drawn to you, in my personal opinion.
Authenticity wins. You said it best, and I thank you for the compliment. I really do. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love and support, and that's just the person I am, and I don't want to hide it. Like you said it very well. It's people will either do business with you or they won't. It's just what it is. Those that won't do business with you are probably people you didn't want to do business with in the beginning. Those that want to work with you, they will do anything to work with you. I personally love when I get a lead from Instagram. I hate when I get a lead from Zillow. I have to fight for the Zillow lead. I have to show them, look, I swear I can sell your house. I can buy you a house. I'm the best realtor in the world. Oh my God. Yeah, sure. You and everyone's mother. I get it. What can you do that is going to make you different? So your brand is trustworthy to the point where Instagram leads come in and they say, I want to work with you. I don't want to work with anyone else. I reached out to you because I want you to be there by my side. I love that. I don't have to show you or prove to you anything. My social media presence does it for itself. I love that versus me trying to, I want business to chase me, not the other way.
So how often should someone be posting every day? And is the name of the game Instagram right now? Are you everywhere? I mean, I know I see you, so I know you are on multiple platforms, but give us a little bit of advice. If I'm starting today, if I'm starting as a real estate agent, how often should I be posting? What platform should I really focus and double down on, and why?
Get on Instagram. Instagram is number one. Post, you want to maybe once or twice, let's say a day, as a post on the feed of Instagram, and post a minimum of 5 times if you can on your Instagram story. People think it's a lot, but it's really not. You can post once or twice in the morning, once or twice in the afternoon, once or twice in the evening. Like, it's so simple. And it doesn't have to be of you talking about valuable things. It's just show your authentic side. If you're waking up in the morning and you got bedhead, own it. Wake up in the morning and say, it's a great day to be great. I love it. I'm about to get up. I really don't want to, but I know I have to. So let's go crush this day. You guys go crush yours too. Peace out. Just like improvise, right? Show people what your life is about. People love behind the scenes. And Instagram story is a beautiful way to portray your behind the scenes. So you want to post a few times every day on Instagram just to show, look, I'm alive, I'm working, I'm crushing it, I'm doing, family stuff, but I'm busy also with work. I've been big on TikTok too. I'm posting at least once a day on TikTok. So I have to come up with that content. Yes, it does take maybe 30 minutes out of my day to film a video, edit it real quick, put some font on it. But videos like that will add up more exposure. I'm getting people almost all the time now. Every time I log on to TikTok, I have maybe like 20, 30 new followers. Maybe I'll get 1 or 2 new messages, and I get about 5 or 10 new followers on Instagram too. That's great. People know on TikTok what my niche is because, first of all, my Instagram, my username is Realtor of TikTok, so they know I'm a realtor. Number 2, all my content is about real estate, so I'm very niche specific, which is a lesson for all platforms. That is cross platforms throughout Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, wherever you're at. Make sure that you are posting niche specific content. So TikTok right now is real estate. And number 3, it's be on all platforms regardless. Don't spend too much time on the ones that you suck at. Like, I suck at Twitter. I hate Twitter. I don't like it, but I'm on there. Because God forbid one day a client goes and searches my name on there and I don't pop up. Imagine typing in Starbucks, right, on Twitter and they don't pop up. It's like, wow, I thought you were a reputable company. What happened, right? We know Starbucks is across all platforms, and that's what you should be. Why not be the Starbucks of your industry in your local area? So make sure that people know that you are the goal at the end of the day is to become the celebrity of your local area, right? We're all fighting for local exposure. Become the celebrity of it. Work it. So that's what I would say. Instagram for sure, and then TikTok right now. That's right now.
Well, talk about your course a little bit. I mean, what kind of led you to create this? What are people going to take away from it after watching it?
Yeah, totally. So the course is called IGRE, in the gram for real estate, right? IGREcoaching.com is where you can find out more details of it. And the reason why I made it is because I've realized that most of the messages that I get in the DM are so repetitive, and they're always coming to me. They're saying, Ed, what are the algorithms? Ed, how can I grow my following? Ed, what can I do this? Content creation. What tools do you use? And I said, all right, well, I have a coaching business right now where I do one-on-ones, but not everyone can afford a one-on-one. People want the info right off the bat. People love self-paced stuff. And I said the best way to do that is through an online course. So I wanted to put all my content together in one spot where they can go ahead and they can tune in and watch all these videos. And in the videos, I start off from the basics of Instagram, because what did you say in the beginning of this talk? The average age of an agent is 56 years old. Some 56-year-olds are probably not going to know what Instagram is.
I'm 38 and I was trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out.
This guy. So I have that course, that module within the course where it teaches you all the basics of Instagram. Hey, user, this is how you download Instagram. This is how you take a picture. This is how you do a caption, and so on and so on. So I have very basics to intermediate, where I talk about building a brand that matters to you. How can you build your brand? We talk about content creation, tools, tips and tricks, strategies, cool things that can make you get quality content per se. And then leading all the way to the last module, which is building a following that matters to you as well. Building a following that is going to convert into more engagement, more likes, more followers, more comments, more leads. So I talk about the strategies, my tips and tricks. One of my favorite strategies I talk about is called follow farming, which people can learn more, but that is the one strategy that I've used and has gotten me the most sales ever for $0 down, which is amazing, right? That's what people want to know, is how to get leads online for free. So I talk about it all in module 3. And I talk about algorithms too, because people want to know what algorithms are. Some people don't know what it is, right? So I talk about all the techie, geeky stuff in module 3. And then that's really the course where you can learn all about Instagram, things that you need to know to build a following and a presence that matters to you and to your fit. So that's what the course is about. And that's what I, travel now. I can gladly say the world and speak about social media, personal branding, and that's the true passion. So
give people a little sneak peek. What's an algorithm? When you talk about algorithms on Instagram, what are you talking about to anyone who out there who doesn't know?
I said one before. I said posting 5 times a day on your Instagram story, right? That's an algorithm. There's a reason why I said 5 times. It's not just because I want you to post 5 times. Instagram detects who is an active user and who is an inactive user. You want to be considered an active user to get more exposure. Imagine you have a restaurant and you always get this one client, one customer always comes in every single day for that beer or that burger. You're going to eventually want to reward them with a free meal. It's the same concept that applies to social media. So an algorithm pretty much is the system and the bone structure of any sort of thing, like a phone or a computer or Instagram per se. And an algorithm, you want to treat it right. You want to do what the algorithm wants. An algorithm, in this case, wants you to post 5 times a day on your Instagram story. So it wants you to be considered an active user. The more that you post on it, the more it will reward you in more exposure. You want more exposure. Instead of 1 of your 10 followers seeing your stuff, you want 3 of your 10 followers to see your stuff. You want 8 of your 10 followers to see your stuff. And the way to do that is by feeding the exposure what it wants, right? So be that customer, be that active user. And that's one of the algorithms, is post 5 times a day on your Instagram story.
Oh, that's awesome. So, it's so interesting with Instagram, right? It's one of the hardest things is to get followers and maintain followers. And, I think what holds people back is, speaking from our experience and stuff like that and talking to agents, is they feel kind of like imposter syndrome when they just start out on Instagram and they only have 50 followers or they have 100 followers. What would you say some basic tips are the fastest way to get your following up? And then what thoughts should real estate agents have on that? Does their follower count matter? Does it not matter? What's kind of some tips you would give there?
So happy you asked that. This is probably one of my favorite answers to give. Ready? So whether you have 1 follower or you have 1 million followers, and this is the key thing that I do till today. I've realized over my past few years that people love to be seen and heard. Your audience loves to be seen and heard. Your clients love to be seen and heard. see and hear them, right? So if I get a new follower, and this is what I would suggest to you, to the listeners and the viewers, is that as soon as you get a follower, reach out to them and say, thank you for the follow. But don't just text it to them. This is what I do, right? I pull out my phone, I send them an audio message or video message if my hair is okay that day, and I'll send them a message that says, hey, John, I see that you're located in Austin, Texas. Pleasure to connect. I just wanted to personally reach out to say thank you for the follow. I appreciate your love and support. Anything I can do to help you out with your Instagram, personal brand, online presence, you know I'm here for you. Anything, you name it, you got it. Listen, stay safe. Talk soon. And they get it. 80% of the time they will respond, and more than likely they will remain a follower.
That's incredible.
That is one thing that so many people don't understand. I always get this question asked, is how do you build a following? The one question I never get is, how do you maintain it? That is how you maintain a following. Show them that you are there for them. Show them that you love and support them as much as they love and support you. And that is one way to go about it. I'll tell you a story real quick. I had a kid that reached out to me. He followed me. He was, I don't even know, 20. He reached out to me and said, Ed, thanks for the content you portray. I love it so much. And I reached out to him again with the video message. I said, thanks, man. Love you, this and that. He reached back out. And he said, well, here's a question. And he asked his question. And I was like, okay, cool. He's taking advantage of it. I love it. So I responded. I gave him the answer. He responded again. He's like, okay, cool. So I have another question. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, now he's really asking. So I'm like, okay, cool. And he kept going into it. And I was like, all right, you know what? I asked. I was like, what's your number? And he gave it to me. I was like, you got an iPhone? He's like, yeah. I FaceTimed him right off the bat. I was like, what's up, bro? How you doing? He was stunned. He was like, dude, no way. Like, what's up, man? I'm like, dude, talk to me. Like, I'm getting ready right now. I'm about to go out, but like, talk to me. What questions do you have? We were on FaceTime for like 20 minutes. Dude, I don't think I will ever lose that kid as a follower now. That's what you have to do, is show them that you are there for them. Whether it's your client, whether you're a realtor trying to get buyers and sellers, show them that you're there for them. Show them the love and support that they show you. It's simple as that. You got to figure out how to grow the following, but learn how to maintain it too. And that is one great way to do it.
Man, that is incredible. That's an incredible tip, bro.
Isn't it?
So I got to ask you this, we always tend to ask people, what would they go back and tell their younger self, right? But I'm curious, we interviewed you, what was it, Josh, almost 2 years ago, year and a half ago?
I was going to look up the episode before it came out. It had to be a year and a half ago. You were like one of our first guests in studio. I think you were our second in studio guest.
Oh man, it was probably November 2018, something like that.
Yeah, man, you're curious. I mean, we invite people back that we see who practice what they preach and actually are growing and succeeding in the principles that they're teaching out there. But what would you go back and tell, like, the Ed Stulak of 2 years ago, this past 2 years, what you've learned that you wish you knew back then that you could enhance and just do better? What would that answer be?
That's a good question. I would honestly just say, if I knew what I just told you guys a few seconds ago back then, I feel like I would have had a different result. And that's just understanding that engagement is so key. That's a huge thing for people to understand. Imagine reaching out to a guy like, I don't know, Brad Pitt, and just reaching out, be like, dude, I love your acting. You're great. And him reaching back out. Oh my God, you're telling everyone and your friends on the block, like, yo, Brad Pitt just responded. Like, that's cool. People like that feeling. Like give it to them. Give them that feeling. That's going to stay forever. You're going to love Brad Pitt forever if he does that. Make people love you too. And just give people how you want them to feel for you, right? So it's that concept that engagement is key. It really, really is. Whether people leave a comment, a thumbs up emoji on your picture, give them one back and ask, like, thank you for your feedback. I'm glad that you like this. Like, where are you from? Like, talk to them. People love to speak, and real quick side note, the latest question that I've been getting is how can I get more engagement? And in your captions, the one who asks questions is the one in control of a conversation. Ask questions in your captions. Right. For example, I did the other day, right? TikTok. Is TikTok going to be banned from USA? In the question I put, I know this is going to be very controversial. What are your thoughts? I got like 65 comments in 2 hours. People went at it. People love to be heard, right? One of my most engaging comments was, hey guys, introduce yourself in one sentence down below and network with each other. I got over 500 comments on that one. People were going at it. People were having conversations with themselves. Oh, it was great. I was just kind of leaning back and just watching them go at it. It's what it is, but it's engagement. It comes back to engagement, right?
That's incredible, man. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Ed. The website is IGREcoaching.com. You can follow Ed on Instagram at Ed Stulak. That is EDSTULAK.
Yes, sir. And if you want 10% discount, just type in "Stay Paid 10," and that is going to be the discount code for your audience.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you. So IGREcoaching.com, type in "Stay Paid," 10% discount. That's amazing. Thanks again for being here. And thank you all so much for listening. To dive deeper into this episode, get the video, get all the show notes, get those links that we mentioned, go to staypaidpodcast.com. And please support the show. Show us some love. We'll show you some love back. We'll read your comments on air. Go onto iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Leave us a review so that we can see that you're listening and that you rated it. And the best way is to tell a friend about the podcast. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com, or you can find us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree. Ed, thank you again, brother, man. Really appreciate all the tips and all the knowledge you're bringing. I think the action item for everybody, besides the obvious, that you got to be on social and you got to be using that stuff, and you should go check out Ed's course. But I think the action item is truly, are you making your clients, your followers, the hero? I think that is something that I'm going to take away from this and going, how are we putting the spotlight on our clients? And that comes to, that simple idea of, think about this right now, go to your Instagram and all your new followers, shoot that video that Ed just talked about. Literally shoot them a personal message. Hey, Josh, thanks for following me. Where are you from? I'm here for you, that type of idea. And it really comes back to this huge principle of when you give value, you receive value. But so many of us try to receive value before we give it. So make your clients the heroes. There's so many ways to do that, through a simple Instagram video to a follower, to reaching out to a client and engaging with them. Remember, the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer in every single industry we work in is top producers take action. So take action on that today.